Wow, it is podcast 14, and I've got a very special guest, my man Joseph Harrick of 50/50 Fishing. Joe, what is going on, brother? I see you got a special guest there with you.
Oh, yeah, this is Josie.
Hi, Josie. You look like a sweetheart.
Oh, she is for the most part. Look, she's getting shy. She's a little parrot.
Are you ready to do this podcast episode 14, brother?
Oh, I'm ready, man.
All right, well, let's do it. Here we go.
This isn't another fishing podcast. This is another fishing podcast.
Dude, what's been happening, man? It's been a while since we've fished together, since we talked. I'm kind of like that, you know. I'm a bit reclusive. I just I go in a corner and I kind of lay in the fetal position a lot of times. I'm scared of the world, so I hope you don't take it personally.
Oh no, it doesn't seem like it's been as long as it has, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's part of the thing. Like, I don't even realize how fast time goes by. It was actually 2018 when you were here last, and you came out. We did some fishing on the Mississippi River, and then a lake not too far from me. But I finally got around to editing like the last two videos, and the last one was with largemouth. I haven't posted it yet, but that was when you're using a swim bait and catching them pretty good on a swim bait. I don't know if you remember that. It's so far back now, but
I remember wishing I had my frogs.
Yeah. You were talking about how you're kind of some of your equipment was a little too light for the application that you wanted to do, but. Yeah, so what's been going on in since I saw you last?
Oh man, well, she's a year old, so her, and then
right on, man. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, bought a house, started a business. Kind of been working like 3 jobs over the last year or so.
Okay.
Actually, in my night job, so I'll be completely self-employed after this Friday. So
nice. It's good to be self-employed, dude. I highly recommend it. You know, it's good being. Now. What's that? Yeah, especially now. You said.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's So I don't know how much you want to. This podcast, I'm basically like that. We can talk about anything, dude. Like seriously, it is a crazy world we're living in right now. I'm kind of like just blown away by everything, honestly. And part of my problem is I'm really a news junkie, and so I keep track of everything. You know, as far as I think CNN is basically nonsense. I think they're all nonsense, quite frankly. I think they're not really looking, any of these so-called news agencies aren't really looking in the interests of the general public. But I do keep tabs on all of the outlets, news outlets, and what's just been going on this year in particular. Last year was nuts, but I think this whole decade is just going to be completely bonkers.
Yeah, it seems that way.
Is it nuts there? And are you in West Virginia?
I'm in West Virginia, but I'm in northern West Virginia, which is I'm pretty much right outside of Pittsburgh. So
okay.
The drive for it to get pretty liberal, which
right
shouldn't make it political but around here anyway, it seems like it's mostly the left that's super freaking out about the COVID. What?
Oh, you're fine. You're fine, Josie. Yeah, she wants to be on camera. You're fine. Hi. Hi there. Yeah, I'm really, really good with kids. Hi.
Usually wait. This is her first time ever Skyping her.
She's doing a great job. Hi.
Hi.
You're doing fantastic. Welcome to another fishing podcast. You're doing wonderful. Aren't you a cutie? Yes. Hi.
Boy, she's going for it. But yeah, I don't know, man. It got kind of crazy for a while. The place I work at night actually got closed down for I think 4.5 months. So that's one of the reasons I started my other business.
Okay.
You doing it now?
Yeah, she's waving. I saw her. Hey there.
But now they're trying to push it all around again. So
yeah, it's I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. Unfortunately, that's my own take on this. But we should probably talk about more positive things like fishing. But did you keep? So first and foremost, how did you? So you basically. You started a YouTube channel called Catch Fish or Die Trying. That's kind of how we hooked up. Yeah. And you were, we were on the New Canoe team. Are you still with New Canoe, or what's going on there?
No, I'm not. I left New Canoe, honestly, probably pretty shortly after we fished last.
Okay.
Yeah, probably a couple months after that, actually.
Okay.
It just became, I don't know, it just got too hectic, really. Like, the pay wasn't horrible, but like the amount of work that I was doing, it was actually, I was fishing less while working in the fishing industry more. So like it just, I don't know, it didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like my experience too, everybody wants to be on a pro staff, you know? Yeah. And that's fine if that's like what you're, you know, like if you really like a product and, I just, for me, I really, you know, I'm really a fan of New Canoe Frontiers, you know, their Frontier kayaks. I love the 12 in particular. So I really didn't have a problem with promoting their product. It's just the fact that I just didn't feel like I had any time to devote to it. And ultimately, you know, I feel like it was fair. It wasn't really fair to them. And ultimately, I mean, I just wasn't. It just wasn't a good fit as far as who I am. I'm not a great. I mean, I'm really not a great promoter, you know, and so I mean, I don't know. It just for me, it's fun to think like you're on a pro staff, but more. I mean, it doesn't really go. I'm too old to really give a shit about that kind of stuff anymore. Excuse. I hope did you block her ears?
I'm sure she hears it from me. Yeah, no, I get the pro staff stuff's kind of like just played out at this point. It's just I don't know, like when that all first started, it just kind of got out of control, and companies were just bringing like too many people on, and stuff just got kind of crazy. And with New Canoe, I was trying to do more than just be pro staff, and at least that's what I thought I wanted to do. And that's why I was doing like their video edits and a lot of their marketing content and stuff. But even that just became like too much because, I mean, for what I was getting paid, you know, I'd go travel somewhere, which they'd cover the cost and everything. But I'd come home and sometimes it would take me 3 weeks to get the edit out. And I'd make like $700 or something. So
right.
For a month of work, basically.
Yeah.
It became too much.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's not like, I mean, it sounds fun and dandy, you know, on paper, I guess, you know, like, but it's really like editing is an incredible amount of work.
She's trying to still do it.
Yeah, she's quite the she really likes to she's going to be a star. I think you got a star there, Joe.
She did an 8-hour float trip the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
Where'd you guys float?
We were down in Buchanan, West Virginia, fishing for muskie, actually.
Oh, nice. You got a video out of it, or?
Yeah. I'll get probably 2 videos. I dropped the one muskie video actually, but you don't see her much because she's all up in the front of the canoe.
Right.
She makes a couple appearances. You're getting out of control, kid. What are you doing?
She's just gonna.
I'm on dad duty right now.
Right on. Well, you're a heck of a multitasker, so I give you a lot of credit there. That's not easy. I'll have some cats and stuff running around here, so you might hear something crashing, or that's definitely a possibility in this household. So, yeah, no. So your YouTube channel, you changed it, so you kind of did a 180, a little bit like what I did. So I really wanted to kind of focus more on a broader kind of channel where, we still have another fishing show, but we also have another fishing podcast. And then it's also, Pete will go up to the Boundary Waters and do, trips, portaging trips up there. So he's doing those videos and any video he can do on his free time. But speaking of which, here's my beautiful wife walking through the set here. That she just walked right past the camera I mean, this is nothing but a professional outfit right there. Right here. Yeah, this is the real deal here. So I wanted a channel that was just more broad based instead of, okay, another fishing show is what we do. And I just felt like to put out another fishing show episode, those things are like really hard to produce and edit. And so I just wanted to be able to put stuff out that was like more easier to put out, and more consistent, and just, while still putting out another fishing show stuff. So I don't know, but that's why I did it. Why did you go from catch fish or die trying? See, I told you, I got a cat right here. See this? You see this right here? I mean, it's crazy here. So how did you go from like catch fish or die trying to like 50-50 fishing?
I think I've rebranded a couple of times because I was Joseph Harrick fishing for a while on YouTube, and then the main reason I actually switched from Joseph Harrick fishing to 50-50 fishing was because, yeah, you sure?
I think she wants to see me some more.
I think so. Come here. What are you doing? Come here.
She's having a great time.
I can kind of walk now, but not really. Come here. Oh, jeez.
She loves the camera. Hey, Josie. Hi there. So you started, you basically, 50-50 fishing was, how did you actually come up with the name 50-50 fishing?
So actually one of my buddies was they were trying to get me into magnet fishing a lot. I did a couple magnet fishing videos. And I mean, it's fun. I've actually found a gun, so it was pretty cool. We were up in Chicago.
Okay.
That's why my logo has like the magnet on it now.
Really?
So I was planning on doing more magnet fishing, which I'm sure I'll do more in the future. Actually, they're supposed to come back up here in like 2 weeks or something, so I'll probably do some more magnet fishing then. But so that was kind of the reason. But honestly, the main reason I changed the name is because I got tired of being out and people asking me if I had a YouTube channel because of my GoPro. And then when I would tell them my name, they'd be like, Joseph, what is it? Like they couldn't remember Joseph Harrick fishing. Like it was just like too much. And I was like, well, 50-50 fishing's super easy to remember.
Right.
So
no. Got it. So what have you? So we've kind of been in this YouTube game. I don't know. When did you start YouTube?
I think, I'm trying to think. When I first started kind of taking it serious, I want to say it was towards the end of 2017.
Okay.
And then sometime in there, I took like 4 or 5 months off. That was probably like 2018. And then since 2018, I've pretty much been producing like weekly episodes.
Nice. That's YouTube, the key. Like
super, it's just, I don't know. It's super frustrating at times, just because, like for me anyway, the videos that I'll go all out on and like really put together something that took a lot of time and that I think is one of my better videos, a lot of times won't get the views. And I'll throw something together in 10 minutes and throw it up, and it'll get like 80,000 views or something. Like it's crazy. Yeah,
that's like a common. That's a common thing I'm hearing. I've heard. I've actually talked with. So Jacob Wheeler has a videographer editor that works with him, and I one time we were having drinks after a tournament, and he was saying the same exact thing. He was saying that the videos that he works the least amount of time on seem to do the best. And then I hear that on a regular basis. The guys that that are like, if they're working like me, like stupidly. But the problem is with me, man, I come from a background where I can't. It's impossible for me. I can't do it. I'm not gonna just throw a video up there, Right. But I think I'm probably hurting myself because I hear time and time again that it's like, the videos that I work the least on, they do the best. I mean, one of the funniest things. I don't know if you've heard of Northwoods Angling. Yeah, so they're up here. They do a lot of like flathead catfish videos. They haven't put out as much content recently, but they've had some big videos. They did a blue catfish video. One of the members of Northwoods Angling caught a huge blue catfish, and that video blew up. But they put a video up that just went crazy. And the thumbnail, all it is a thumbnail of one of the Northwoods guys loading up a rod, and there's a bridge in the background, and then the title of the video is "Fishing for Catfish Near Bridges," and it went stupid, like, I guess viral. I mean, but it was. I mean, what do you think is going on there?
I don't know. Clickbait definitely works. So, like, if you can clickbait somebody to go with the title, and, like, some of the thumbnails even, like you're saying, like, it was just a bridge. Like, sometimes the thumbnails that are, like, almost, like, unknown, that they can't really understand what's going on, will make people click. But I think this the way to succeed on YouTube is I think you have to get literally, like, you have to nail the algorithm right, like, a dozen times in a row for them to push your stuff, is kind of how I feel like. And I haven't been able to do it. Like, I've had maybe like 3 videos in a while that kind of popped, but for some reason I can't continue to get, like, I don't know. I think like 10 to 12 videos in a row, if you can get the algorithm right and get, like, I don't know, 10, 20, 30,000 views in a row consecutively, I think they'll start pushing your stuff really hard. But
yeah,
because they'll say the click-through rate and the what's the other big one? Click-through rate and retention. What are you doing, huh?
She's looking at my funny face. You're looking at my funny face.
But yeah, I think they say click-through rate and retention is like the keys to success. But most of my videos, man, they'll have like 1,000 views or less, and I'll look at the click-through rate, and it's like crazy. Like, it's like the percentage is high, and the retention's like half the video. It's like, so I don't even know if that really matters. I think it's kind of, it feels like a lottery, kind of.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. The fact that, you know, YouTube is essentially a monopoly. You know, they don't really. It just seems kind of like the Wild West to me. Like, and there's no transparency.
It's
really, you know what I mean?
There's like a whole like bunch of conspiracy stuff behind the YouTube stuff too that we could get into. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, well, tell me. Of course.
So,
well, I'm Mr. Conspiracy, man.
Yeah. A lot of people seem to think, and I'm not going to drop any names because I don't want to start a ton of crap, but I know people that are good friends with some of the bigger YouTubers, and not necessarily all fishing related. Some are magnet fishermen, and some are just like treasure hunters, and just all different kind of niches and stuff. But I have a couple friends that know a good bit of them, and he's kind of got some like inside information to where there are some of these bigger YouTubers actually have people working for them, or their managers actually that are making money off their channels. They'll actually like kind of seek and destroy the smaller channels that are like show potential, so that their clients and stuff can completely control the niches.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a heck of a that's definitely
Yeah.
I hadn't heard that one.
And you'll see some big YouTubers going from like niche hopping. They'll take over one and then they'll start doing something else. Take it over, get another one, and there's like a circle of like, you know, a group of guys that will just kind of, it's crazy.
No kid. So how does a niche actually develop? Like, that's the thing that gets me. So there's a guy up here. He's called ND Yak Angler. He's not. Yeah. He's like up in. Have you seen any of his videos? No,
I think so. Yeah.
So part of it, dude, and I know you know this, but part of it is like these are guys that were like doing the YouTube thing before anybody else. They were like the early adopters of YouTube. So I think that is a huge part of it. And you know, you can talk about how, you know, these guys are putting out videos on a consistent basis. That's definitely true. But they've got a heck of a motivation because they're making so much money off their YouTube channel. Right. But they're also, I think the biggest key to their success was that when YouTube blew up, they reaped the benefits. And it's like the Guggen guys, and then North Dakota ND Yak Angler. That's the biggest thing for them, really. And it's nothing. It's not knocking those guys. It's just, I think that's really what's going on here. It's not like they were putting out, like blockbuster quality videos. Let's not kid ourselves here. It was chesty videos and, very basic videos. And so, so I kind of lost my train of thought there. It's very common for me. But this is what I was going to say. So ND Yak Angler, he puts out, and this is what I want to go into as far as niches like you're talking about. He does a video with a duckling lure, right? And this thing's got 10 million views. And it's just a chesty video, and it's him, and it's cool. I mean, he's catching big northern pike. He's up on a river north of, kind of on the border of Minnesota and North Dakota. But, and so he's, is he going, I'm looking at the videos that are doing well on these big channels, and look at this guy's doing a duck video. I need to do a duck video. Is that what's going on?
So that could be. A lot of people jump on something like that if they see like a trend kind of happening. I tried to do it once with a GoPro on a fish video because like everybody was doing it and they were blowing up, and mine popped off kind of quick, but it like died quickly. It's like my channel's always felt like there's like a wall that it just hits, and it's like I can't penetrate it. It's so weird. Like I actually had a video one time hit 9,000 views in like 20 minutes. And
wow.
I was like, and then I was looking, it was showing me where the views were coming from. Like, I checked like a couple hours later once some of the analytics came in, and it was showing that, you need to chill, girl. What are you doing?
She's doing good. She's doing good, man.
Yeah, I'm worried she's going to knock my computer down. What are you doing? Man, making me lose my train of thought. But it actually had been put into, oh my goodness.
You okay, Josie?
Out of control.
Your dad's on the biggest podcast on the internet here. I'm telling you, he's doing a fantastic job here. He's multitasking. He's got a lot going on. Major props to you, Joe.
Yeah, I'm trying. But no, so I actually saw that they were putting it in these playlists with all these like crazy huge YouTubers. Like YouTube had made a playlist and put my video in there, and then I guess people were just like watching this playlist.
Okay.
And or just coming to my video.
Were you were on the suggested toolbar?
Yeah, well, it was suggested too, but I didn't realize this that like YouTube will actually put together a playlist of videos that are like trending kind of.
Okay.
Threw my video on there, and so it was crazy, man. Like it literally got 9,000 views in like 20 minutes, and then it just stopped. Like my analytics looked insane. Like it was just like crazy, and then it was just like boom, like nothing. And like my retention was good, my click-through rate was good. And I think to this day it only has like 9,600 views or something. Like it was so wild. It literally felt like someone was like, "Oh shit! Like what's this doing on here?" And just like deleted it off, like whatever. Like,
how did this guy get in here? How'd this guy get in this exclusive club?
That's what it felt like, man. And I've had like other videos that kind of were similar, and it's just like they'll be doing good, they'll be getting crazy like click-through rates and retention and stuff, and then all of a sudden it's just dead, like just like hits a wall. And then I've got videos that over time have just like amassed like 90,000, 100,000 views, but yeah, I don't know.
I give you, listen, man, I have never ever on this YouTube journey, let's call it that, a YouTube journey, ever had those kind of views ever. And I mean, the amount of work that I've put into these videos, it's kind of stupid, quite honestly. But for me, I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't enjoy it. It's kind of like, right. For me, it's just, it's about even this podcast. It sounds corny, I guess, but I've always loved video production and I've always loved radio. And so to just be able to put stuff out there and be creative, is enough of a charge for me, and I get a charge out of it. However, it would be nice to make more money doing this. But it is, I've said this, I mean, people have heard me bitching before. It's super, it's super frustrating to work hard on a video and it just doesn't matter. It's not, what's more important is like finding these niches, finding these trending topics where, hey, yeah, use a duckling lure. So I have to go out on my day off and go fish with a duckling lure. That drives me bonkers about YouTube. It's really, You know, and I guess I don't mean to sound bitter, but it really is something that I wish there would be a competitor that would come out like to YouTube and maybe somehow find an algorithm where I don't know that's not that kind of stuff isn't rewarded so well. You know, like you can have the dumbest video, but it could still do well just because you're like, remember a few years ago, it was like cutting a knife through a hot steel something like it was a red hot knife through stuff. You know, I'm using a red hot knife. And then the fishing guys were like, yeah, I'll get a video of a red hot knife going through my Shimano reel or something. And then it's just like, give me a damn break, dude.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty wild. And then it's like, it's almost like the trends aren't even chose by people. It's just like whichever the first couple of videos the algorithm pushes, and everybody just duplicates it. And then it's just like, you don't even want to see it, but it's just like crammed down your throat.
Well, you wonder if maybe that's this is the downfall of society. You know, it's just like idiocracy. You're seeing it on YouTube, the dumbest videos, the absolute dumbest videos. You know, and like all of society is just, you know, it's like we're just becoming like a TikTok nation of just like everybody's just, and I shouldn't talk. I mean, I'm filming myself, but we're all just doing the dumbest videos, just like, hey, look at me. You know, I don't know. I think there is a part of me that just really wonders if we're just like the biggest idiots through all this.
I got a little crazy on TikTok for a while.
Yeah, no, I've been tempted to do it. I've heard, you know, I was filming Jordan Lee, and I'm a name dropper. Look at me name dropping right now. And I was filming, and you know, he's kind of seen a little bit of what we're doing at Angling Uploaded, and he sees that we're not we're not getting a whole lot of traction, I'm sure. And he goes, "Have you thought about TikTok?" And I'm like, I've thought about it, and I mean, I think it's way easier to get a hold on TikTok.
Oh, well, to put it in perspective, on TikTok, I've had a TikTok for I think a little over a year. I'm almost at 100,000 followers, and I probably have 200 million views on it.
Oh my Lord, dude.
Yeah, but they don't translate. Like if I get a direct video on TikTok to blow up, say I get like 8 million views on it, I might get like 1,000 views on my YouTube channel. Like even with putting the link and everything, like 8 million views on TikTok might translate to 1,000 views on YouTube. It's crazy.
Well, so you have how many? Is there like subscribers and stuff there, or what?
It's like Instagram. There's followers. And
so how many followers did you say you had?
I had like over 98,000 or something.
Okay, so yeah, that's nuts. Is there any way to?
Yeah, you can monetize it.
So are you?
Yeah, I think the most I made $800 some dollars 1 month off it because I had a video hit I don't know, hit it like 9 million views like in a day or something. So, but it doesn't pay anywhere near as good as YouTube.
But so how do you go about what are the videos like on TikTok? Is there a time limit and it's all vertical video, right?
Yeah, but see, I'll just like screen record a lot for my videos, and then I'll just you can put them on like that, and then I just put like text or something to make it. But I have some videos that are embarrassing where I was like actually making like TikToks, all right? One of them I'm not proud of.
I got to see these, dude.
Oh, they're ridiculous.
So plug your TikTok right now.
It's 50-50 fishing on TikTok.
Okay, I got to check these out, man.
You're going to have to get way back. I'm probably going to start doing some ridiculous stuff again because you can actually make decent money off it. But, yeah, dude, I was actually, pretending to, fish in a toilet. And
I was just ripping on guys like you, man. I was ripping on. Here I go. See, this is why it's important. Here's the reality. You know, you can demonize people and say, and first of all, I'm not demonizing you, but you know, here's the reality. Many of those people are very nice people. In fact, they could be your friends. And Joseph Harrick is a perfect example of that. Joseph is a great guy, and yet he's admitting right now that he's made toilet fishing videos.
I did. And it was bad, man. There was one where I threw a bunch of Senkos in the toilet, And like I just look like I'm insane. Like I have like some crazy filter. I'm just like shaking and stuff, and water's like dripping off me. And it cuts to like the Senkos in my mouth. Which other Senkos though. They weren't the same Senkos. Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. So again, this is the end of civilization as we know it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I stopped doing that for a while, and then I went back and watched and was just like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
But I have views.
Hey man. No. Hey, you're doing it. You're getting views. I would kill like to have the views that you're getting. Seriously, like I think the best video we've ever done, honestly, is Pete's going up. Like he goes up the Boundary Waters canoe area up in northern Minnesota, and his videos do the best of any videos we've ever done. All the videos where we've done where they've been music, high production, not even close. Not even close. And Pete puts a lot of work to. I mean, Pete does a great job, but it's really interesting, man. So what are you still? So you're kayaking. What kayaks are you in right now?
Right now, actually, I don't have a kayak right now.
Oh, you don't?
No, right now I have a John boat. I call it Little Yachty. Hey,
the rapper, yes.
Yeah, Little Yachty, man, because it's I don't know, but I got just a little 9.9 on it. That thing rips though. It's only a little 14-foot John boat. I'll hit like 22, 23 mile per hour.
Right on.
And then I have a canoe too that I've been fishing out of.
No kidding. What kind of canoe are you using?
It's just a Lifetime Wasatch, I think is what it's called.
Gotcha.
It's crazy stable. Like I just did that canoe trip with my fiance and my daughter, and I was standing the whole time working the trolling motor while they were just chilling in it. So
nice. Did you follow anything happening at ICAST this year by any chance?
Oh no, man. It's weird, man. I've like 180'd so hard. It's like I don't even care anymore. It's weird.
So yeah, tell me what's going on. So but you're still doing YouTube videos, you're still fishing.
Yeah. I just stopped I don't know. Like I think right now as far as like sponsorships, I only have 2. But I have like a better relationship with them than I have with pretty much anyone.
Who are you sponsored by?
There's a company called Cast Cray, and they make all kind of different baits. The owner's name is Rick Province, and he's just I don't know, he's kind of like us. Like he's just like a entrepreneur, and he's just kind of like a visionary and just a good guy.
Right on.
And he's got some really cool stuff. He's got stuff all the way from crappie lures all the way up to musky stuff. And yeah, it was Cast Cray Outdoors is the name of the company, and then Mystery Tackle Box is the other one.
Oh, okay. Right on. How did you get hooked up with them? How's like that work exactly? Are you doing any like Amazon affiliate links or stuff like that too, or?
Man, I used to, but it's just more work. Like it's not worth it. Like I don't know, unless you're selling like huge items, like it ain't worth a damn. So I just kind of stopped doing that. Basically, it almost makes you sound lazy, but anything that just becomes like more work at this point, I'm just like, I don't want to do with it. Like I'm busy enough. So.
Yeah, I mean, you're starting your own business. That's that's the thing, dude. It's when you already have a job and try to make give this the time that it needs to really I mean it's a heck of a lot of work. And so so what is your business now that you started?
This is kind of funny too. So when COVID hit and got crazy, my night job was closed. So like for like a couple of months, my only income was YouTube and TikTok. Like probably like 2 or 3 months. And
no kidding.
I think luckily my views were good, but still it was like the 1 month everything combined was like maybe $1,200 or something. And then the other months were like 800 or something. It was not good at all. So my buddy was just like, hey man, I used to sell firewood during the winter. Like, let's do that. He's like, we can make like a couple $100 a week or something. I'm like, oh, I mean, anything helps right now. So I'm game. And she's just not even let me talk.
Well, she's doing fine, man.
But yeah, I was just like, yeah, that sounds good, man. Let's do it. But he wasn't expecting me to like promote like how I do everything. So I like went nuts. And like he had like a quart of firewood or something like already like ready to go. And we were selling them by the truckload, and I made a couple ads on Facebook and stuff. And I was just like, hey dude, like how much firewood do you have? He's like, I got a good bit. He was like, I got a good bit already stacked up. I was like, okay. Like I already have like 20 people wanting firewood. And this was like the first day. And he's just like, what? He's He's like, I don't have that much. So we started just cutting down trees like crazy, like getting this firewood. And
now you have to get permission to do that, right?
For the trees?
Yeah, you can't just randomly cut down trees.
No, we had properties. Yeah, we had properties. We weren't just like going to like in a park and just like cutting down trees. No, we had he owned some property and his family has property and we have some friends and stuff, so we were good there. We weren't gonna run out of trees. But I mean, we were making like anywhere from like $500 to like $800 a piece a week just selling the firewood. So we were just like, man, there's something here. So we started joking around and calling ourselves the Wood Cartel, right? And it actually like caught on, and we started like really. We probably sold. I don't even know. Like as far as like truck loads go, we probably sold like 400 loads of firewood in like a couple of weeks. Like it was insane. And then my buddy Chris Watts, who actually has a YouTube channel too, Bassin with Watts. He owns a tree company and he works for another tree company. He was like, dude, like how much money are you guys making? And we told him. He's like, you could make that much for like cutting down one tree. And we're like, dude, we cut down like 40 trees this week. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? So we started like learning how to cut the trees properly and stuff. And my buddy learned how to climb and got all the gear and everything. And we weren't sure how good it was going to go, but I mean, we've had jobs every week since. So
good for you, dude.
We stuck with the Wood Cartel. We got our LLC and everything under Wood Cartel. So.
Nice, man. That's what it takes, dude. Major props, man. You know, and I'll tell you, it's working for yourself is so much better. I don't care what it is, dude. I've recycled styrofoam cups, man. Chick-fil-A. I do not want to work for anybody ever again, dude. I mean, I will do whatever it takes to not have to work for anybody ever again. And so, I mean, dude, I had a trailer. Okay, I had this enclosed trailer. I'd go around the Minneapolis area to Chick-fil-A's and pick up their nasty styrofoam cups, dude. I'm serious. I'd pick up their nasty styrofoam cups. Most of them were full. It was disgusting. And recycle these styrofoam cups, and it kept me. So I did it because there's a period of time where some videography clients and stuff, some work kind of dried up. So I'm like, I had to fill a void there, you know.
Right,
dude. I drove Uber and Lyft in the Minneapolis area. I'm not sure I would want to do it now. But dude, you grind, you do what it takes, and my hat's off to you, dude. Seriously. Yeah.
Thank you.
So
yeah, what the job?
Say it again. I'm sorry.
I'm about to quit my night job here in a couple of days. It's just I don't know if you know, but pretty much since you've known me, I've bounced.
Yeah. I've noticed you look like your biceps. This isn't. I'm not. I hope this doesn't sound weird, but yeah. Right on, man. That's all from paddling.
Yeah, that's right. No, I'm actually. They made me head of security and everything. I think they knew I was about to quit, and I'm still just like I can't do it. I don't know.
So how accurate is like Roadhouse to being a real bouncer?
Oh my God, it's nothing. I mean, you get in the crap, but it ain't like I ain't roundhousing anybody. It's easier just to like choke them out and drag them out and just let them wake up confused than like try to fight them. It doesn't make any sense.
How often are you getting into altercations, would you say?
When we were like really, really going, it was quite like not crazy often, but like probably once a week. Lately, it's been like, I don't know, maybe once or twice a month. A couple weeks ago, I actually got into it with like a few guys, and I was pretty mad at the other bouncers because they kind of just like were watching, like they were just like
didn't do anything.
That's one of the reasons I've stayed so long, because like most of the other bouncers like don't really get into stuff, so it's like I kind of feel like they need me, but they're gonna watch this video now and be all pissed off, but they know it's true. So
what's the worst fight you had wherever in bouncing?
I don't know about the worst fight. I've never really got. I had one guy like that actually landed a punch in my nose, like hit me square in the nose.
Oh, that's the worst, dude.
Yeah, I made him pay probably a little too much though.
Oh goodness.
The other head of security at the time was just like, "We're gonna leave a lot of that out of the incident report." But but no, man, it's weird. Like I've been doing it now for like 8 years, and I've always kind of been a scrappy dude and just kind of known how to handle myself. And then when you're in a place like that and you're sober and everybody's hammered, like it's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you know what you're doing too, like I can have like a 300-pound guy like out of the building on the pavement, like confused within like seconds, and it's all about just getting them out quick,
Right.
without like, you know what I mean?
As long as they're just you're just getting them out of the establishment. I mean, that's the main point. Just get them out of there.
Right. Once they're outside, like I'm not supposed to engage them unless they're like still actively trying to engage me.
I see.
Once they're outside, I just go back in. But
Right on.
if they're out there like messing with vehicles or something, I gotta go back out. But I don't know. We've had some guys like with guns and stuff like that. But we've had some guys fire shots outside, like at nobody in particular, just like at the club, just being stupid.
Really?
Yeah, but that's really. Now, when I got into it with those guys a few weeks ago, one of them did try to like stab me with like a beer mug that broke.
Lord have mercy.
It was crazy.
And then the next morning, you're out fishing, having a peaceful day. You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, dude, there was so much freaking blood everywhere, and I was so confused because like I slammed the one guy, and when he like threw the beer mug at me because I didn't know he still had it, because I grabbed him real quick, got him outside. All his buddies came running out. He picked the mug up and like threw it at me, and I don't know how my reflexes are still this good, but I like was able to duck it, and it like smashed off the door behind me outside, and pieces went everywhere, and then I was just mad. And he grabbed a piece of it and like came running at me, and I just kind of went nuts a little bit on him, and then everybody else came running out, and I was just like, there's 4 other guys, and I was just like backpedaling and like throwing punches and stuff. Like it was just hectic as shit, wondering where the hell the other bouncers are. And but they were all drunk, so it was like, I don't know, I felt like Spider-Man, like they're just like swinging at me. I'm just like, you know? But,
what made you kind of get into that line of work? Like, were you a brawler in high school, or like what?
Yeah, I mean, I was a little bit, but that's not why. The reason I joined, honestly, the reason I wanted to get into that work is because I was working for an oil and gas company, and I hated it. What? Daddy's telling stories. But I hated working for the oil and gas company, and then I started getting real into the fishing stuff, as far as like fishing competitively, and like I was starting to create content, but I didn't know what the hell I was doing or anything. But I was joining all the pro staffs and everything. And my boss had like found like my Twitter or something at the time, and basically told me like I had to pick between. You gotta let me talk. You gotta let me talk.
I'm making faces at her. She thinks I have a funny face, and my wife would agree.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
Josie.
Josie, what's Josie's middle name?
Hope.
Hope. You sure have a pretty name, Josie. Josie Hope.
She's so confused. She's like, how does he know?
How does he know that?
How does this
So
video know?
interesting. Yeah.
But no, they kind of like gave me like an ultimatum. It was just like, you got to pick between fishing or this job. And I was just like, well, I quit. Like,
I think that's a good decision.
And it's funny because my business partner now, who I'm doing the wood cartel stuff with, was working at the club that I bounce at the time. And I was like, hey, do you still need guys? I called him like while I was like walking out of my job. He was just like, yeah. And I was like, well, put me on. Like, I'm coming in.
Gotcha.
I started like that Monday. And then I've been there, man, like I think I worked there for like 3 years. Then I moved away for a little bit and came back and been working there. It's been what I thought was going to be like a 2-year job or something. It's turned into like I've been there almost 8 years now. And
So-
it's just time to.
What's interesting about you too is like when you came up here and we fished, you're a very sweet guy. You really are. You know, you'd never suspect, other than your massive biceps, you know, that you were you beat the shit out of people when you have to. So it's how did you get into fishing? You know, like what is it about fishing, particularly when you're getting into kayak fishing? What was it about that? How did you get involved? Was it something that was something that you loved early on, or how did that all happen?
I know you're making me go way back. So I've pretty much always fished. I've probably been fishing since I was like 2 years old, and I've always loved it. But then for some reason, like in high school, like it wasn't cool to fish for some reason.
Yeah, I was the same way, dude. I was living in California, man, and it was like I had to pretend that I was a surfer and like a professional volleyball player.
Right. Yeah, I had to like, it was weird. Like I'd go fishing with my dad and stuff still after school, but I would like hide it. It was so weird. I don't understand it at all now. Like looking back, it's just stupid. But so I got away from it a little bit, and then I don't know why, but I just got into like this weird like, oh, what do you want? What is
Your
it?
dad has to tell his life story here. This is getting interesting. This is his origin, his fishing origin story. Josie?
I'm gonna get her some snacks real quick.
Right on, yeah. No, like it's interesting because I feel the same way. I was when I was growing up, I basically grew up in San Diego, and then I moved to Northern California, and I was into fishing pretty much the whole time I lived in California. And it was like I was living another life. I dressed like I was a surfer, and you know I couldn't dress like I was a fisherman because I probably would have been beat up quite often. But now it's completely changed is the interesting thing. It seems like fishing is, and this is great. I've talked about this before, but it seems like fishing's actually cool, you know? And
YouTube.
Yeah, that must be what it is, you know? But yeah, so go ahead. You're saying.
Well, no, so like it was weird. I got away from it for a while, and like all I was doing was like partying pretty much, and like just getting into trouble. I was getting in quite a few fights, and just like dumb stuff, man. Like driving drunk, just doing like stupid shit when I was young, like in my like early 20s and stuff. And I actually got myself in. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to get these like order of events correctly. So when I was at college, I actually got into like a pretty bad brawl and like hurt somebody like really bad, and thought I was like gonna go to jail. Like it was pretty bad. And then like not too long after that, I was being an idiot. I was in Morgantown, West Virginia, which I don't know if you've heard of Morgantown or WVU.
Yeah,
like it's crazy. Well, some guys were throwing beer bottles down at me and my buddies, and like full beer bottles. And one smacked my buddy in the head, and just like knocked him out cold. And I just like went nuts and tried to like get in their building, and like everything was locked. There was like this huge plate glass window, and like an idiot, I punched it and like just destroyed my arm. Like ended up with like 70 stitches. Like it was ridiculous. I was bleeding all over the place. Lost like a ton of blood. I remember like in the ambulance being like, if I die because I punched a window, like I'm such a freaking idiot, because like I was just leaking blood. Leaving the paramedics were like freaking out. It was stupid. Well, then you think I learned my lesson then. Then after that, I actually like totaled my car and like put it like upside down in a tree, and I woke up in my back seat on my sunroof.
Wow.
I was just like, what am I doing? I was like, I need to stop partying. I need to find something to just like chill the hell out. And I actually had like this really crappy kayak at the time that I had like taken out like 3 times or something. I was just like, I don't know, I'm gonna go take that out and go fishing. And I think like the first time I like took it out and like got serious about fishing, I caught like a 5-pound bass or something. I was like, oh, that's sweet. And
yeah,
like the love of fishing just like came back like so strong. And that's just.
And
like,
how old were you when that happened? Like when you kind of rediscovered
like
your love for fishing?
Like 22. So it's been 10 years since it kind of like came back hard like that. But pretty wild stuff, man. I just knew I needed to calm down. Like I knew I was either gonna do something stupid enough to where I ended up like in jail or like killed myself or something. So it was just getting too crazy, and I finally like realized like I need to do something else.
Right on. That's hats off to you, dude. That's not that's not an easy 180 to do, you know. Yeah. But you had the smarts to go, this is a dead end road, man. Yeah. And then you also, you could look at it too that, you know, there's a lot of people that don't have that exit strategy, and by that I mean have fishing as an option. You know, like you went back to like, what was it? You just remembered how much fun you had fishing as a kid, or?
Yeah, well, like, so I still would do it. Like, I still loved it, but it was like, it wasn't like, it was like something I did that I like enjoyed. It wasn't like a part of my life yet. It was weird. Like, it was a part of my life, but it wasn't like obviously like how big of an impact it's had on my life now. Like, it was just like, I just remember being like, I love doing this. Like, I should do it more. Like, why don't I do it more? I think part of the reason is like none of my friends really like to do it. But then I just kind of like, I'm just gonna do it by myself.
And that can kind of be the thing is, dude, I don't know how you are, but I don't mind fishing by myself at all. Sometimes I actually prefer it.
Yeah,
I love it. Yeah. I mean, it's yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of weird how like it's like in life you'll just like kind of hit like a crossroads and just be like, what am I gonna do? And it's just weird how like decisions kind of like impact your life like so like intensely like that. But
yeah, I've said it time and time again that I feel very lucky to have this passion for fishing. You know, it's really just kind of been the thread throughout my whole life. It's been the kind of fuel that's propelled my life forward. Yeah. It's why I do what I do, my career, how I've made money that way. I feel like I do my job better because, I love what I'm filming. Right. When I'm filming for Major League Fishing or any of my fishing clients, I mean, I love being out on the water. To me, there's no better place than to be out on the water. And there's a calmness to it. There's like you're reconnecting with really where we all came from. We all came from nature. We're not supposed to be in these concrete jungles and, and be inside all the time. And that's nonsense. You're supposed to get ticks on you, man. You're supposed to be getting bit by stuff. You're supposed to have leeches on you, we're not supposed to be sterile. It drives me crazy. It's like, this is part of being a human being, an animal. You're an animal, and it just plugs me right back in. And just even the hunting for your quarry, that's something very primitive. And that's why I love it. And I mean, to me, there's a kinship too with other fishermen. I mean, you can be very different people. I mean, in many ways, I think we have a lot in common, Joseph. In many ways, we don't. But there's a commonality there in our love of fishing, and you just kind of like I don't care about what your politics are or this or that. It's like if you love to fish, that's enough, man, to really like develop a good friendship. I mean, some of my best friends are fishermen. Right. But I don't know. I feel like life obviously can be a real bitch, and I feel very lucky to have fishing. And I mean, obviously, you sound like the same.
Yeah, I don't even know what I'd be doing like if it wasn't for fishing. Like I don't know. I'd be getting into stupid stuff, or I'd be really bored.
Right. So what is your plans now then for your channel? Like what's your goals? What's going on with that?
Oh, man, I don't know. It's just...
I mean, you got a pretty big Instagram following too, right? You're 50-50 fishing on... Or what's your Instagram handle?
50 fishing. My Instagram's kind of dead, though, honestly. It's like... Because Instagram's like pay to play now. So you gotta like... You almost gotta run ads to get likes and stuff anymore. Like back when I had like 10, 15,000 followers, I was getting like thousands of likes. And now like... I don't know. A lot of mine won't even hit 200 now, and then every once in a while, one will still hit like 1,000. But it's strange. I don't even really mess with Instagram anymore, man. Mostly just TikTok and YouTube. And TikTok, I've kind of like I should honestly take TikTok more seriously because there's so much potential there.
Really?
Yeah, the algorithm's easier, and it's like you can get a lot of videos to pop a week, like if you stay at it.
And what would you recommend as far as like, so that's all like vertical videos, right?
It is, but they don't have to be. Like it'll be. So if you like what I'm doing, like I'm screen like recording a lot, and then like
when you say screen recording, what do you mean by that?
On my phone.
So you're screen recording what's happening on your phone.
Yeah, but I'll record like a YouTube video, like screen record it, and then like pick the clip I want, and just like.
Okay.
I'll do that a lot, but honestly, like that's where I'm messing up. It's because like some of those videos do well, and that's the best way to drive traffic to your YouTube channel, like on TikTok, is to like actually have a clip from your video. But I'm gonna actually probably start making like legitimate like fishing TikToks, or like they call them FishToks or whatever.
Fish talks. Okay. This you're waking me up to you're like, I have no idea, dude. I have no idea that this is going on. I need to get with a pro. I'm always late to the party, dude.
Well, yeah. Well, you remember when Instagram popped?
Well, no, I mean, see, you were like, you had a crazy. I remember I was like, when you came up here, I was like, yeah, your Instagram was huge. I was blown away by just, like what you're doing on Instagram. And I was I've been way late to everything, dude. So well, see, I was, impressed with what you're doing there.
We're probably wasting our time with YouTube at this point. Like, we should probably be uploading everything to Facebook.
To Facebook?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So okay, so you're telling me something now. There's something you've got insider information or something, right? Yeah, well, okay, so tell me. This is. I want to hear this.
Facebook pays better. Views are easier to get because you can share the video everywhere on Facebook. I don't know why I don't do it. Like, and they have it set up now too. So like, if you create like a creator page on Facebook, which you probably, I'm sure you have. I'm sure your stuff's on there. Sure you have another.
It is, and you're right. Like I've had it's way easier. Like I know how to do the Facebook thing. I shouldn't be so cocky. That sounds a little cocky, but I kind of have a pretty good clue on how to do it. And you're right. Like I've had videos there where I've got more views there on the videos than anything we've done on YouTube. So okay, sorry. Please impart your wisdom because I
wish I would have jumped on Facebook when it like pissed me off when Facebook first started trying to be like YouTube. It's like what is wrong, dude?
You're okay, Josie. Your dad's about to drop some serious wisdom on us.
I'm trying, but no, I wish I would have jumped on it right away because they're paying like crazy for the first couple like YouTubers that came over and like just anyone that would upload videos. Like I know people that were making like. They made like $15,000 in like a month, like off of Facebook.
Really?
Yeah, like they were like going to creators and be like, if you can get 100 videos on the Facebook, because like they had like what do they call them when it's like new and not everyone can access it yet.
Oh, it's like beta or something.
Yeah, like it was like in the beta stages still, and they were like going to creators and be like, if you put 100 videos on here by like this date, like we'll give you like $15,000. Like the people were doing it and they got paid. And then after that, like you're kind of already set. And I didn't get asked to do it, but like I was like ahead of the curve. Like I was like, okay, like I could start uploading this stuff on here and just like be ready. And I just didn't do it because I was just so mad. I'm like, I put all this time into YouTube, and now Facebook's trying to be YouTube. And it just kind of like made me mad. Like I was just like, well, screw that. Like I don't even want to be a part of that. But now it's still like early enough that I could probably just get on there and start getting some views, but.
So how do you monetize on Facebook?
You gotta have 10,000 either page likes or page follows. I can't remember which one, but
and so that's the thing too. Like, why do they still? I've noticed that they went to followers instead of likes now, or they're still like. Do you know what's happening there?
I don't understand the difference because they're still both, and they're almost always the same, or they're within like 10 of each other. It doesn't make any sense. But I guess you'd like a page, but then if you don't follow it, you don't have to see it.
Yeah, it seems like it's something that they're probably just going to migrate everything over to this kind of followers, I would think.
But if I was you though, I would get on TikTok now because I think TikTok's heading that route too. Because when TikTok first came out, it was like 15-second videos, then it was like 50-second videos, and now it's 3-minute videos. So I think TikTok's working its way, and I feel like I'm way ahead of the curve now on TikTok. So I feel like when TikTok's ready to be like, all right, you can put 20-minute videos on here, I think I'm gonna be good.
Right on. So do you find yourself? So here's my predicament, right? It's like it's like chasing your tail, right? And you only have so much time, and so it's like uploading it there, uploading it here, uploading here, formatting it for this, it's like before you know it, your day is like you don't have time to. It's like
it's so stupid. Like even the TikTok stuff, like it's so easy for me to make a TikTok, and I don't ever want to do it. It's stupid. And like I know on TikTok, like if I drop 10 videos this week, one of them's probably gonna at least hit a couple 100,000 views. It's like I should be doing that every week, but.
So you're saying so for the listeners and the people watching the video podcast, you're saying that TikTok is where it's at, and also Facebook, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Is that right? So would you put TikTok above Facebook?
I don't think YouTube is going anywhere, but YouTube is just so freaking diluted now at this point, and like you got all these things working against you, like the conspiracies and stuff I was talking about, whether they're true or not. It feels like they are. A lot of people seem to think they are, but Facebook is like still early enough that I think you could get on there and start, like if you start uploading like every week, like how you do on, like how most people do on YouTube, I think it'll probably blow up quicker than YouTube's going to. I'm at a weird place because like on YouTube, it's like I haven't blown up, but like I'm making enough money on YouTube to where it's like I kind of depend, not depend on it, but like look forward to it. So it's like if I stop post, like even if I post on both, my views I'm probably gonna lose views on YouTube if I like upload a new video on Facebook at the same time I do YouTube, you know? So it's weird. But I think TikTok. What's the matter?
You're okay, Josie. You're okay. Look at my funny face. Yes, I got a funny face.
You know, I might have to get her a drink or something.
Oh, no worries. We can wrap up here pretty soon. We're nearly.
Yeah, I think TikTok's heading that way because they keep adding new features and they're like lengthening the length of the videos that you can upload and.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I think it's going to get to that. Okay. So I'm going to just kind of keep at it. Hopefully when it gets to where they're just like longer videos and paying better, that I'll already be ahead of the curve.
So you're saying that basically basically on TikTok you're able to monetize, and also on Facebook you can monetize. Yeah. I mean, and this is the thing that was worrisome for me, especially before, you know, when I first learned about YouTube, I was like, amazing, you can actually make money putting videos, and this is a long time ago. But now, but I wasn't quite, I didn't know that Facebook was kind of wonky with how to make money. I didn't I didn't think they kind of had it figured out yet. You're saying now it's pretty dialed in, and also TikTok is dialed in.
If you go to upload a video on Facebook now, like on your page from your desktop, it almost looks identical to the YouTube. Like
right, upload. Yes, I have seen that. But you're saying it's not, once you get 10,000 followers or likes or whatever, then you can monetize on Facebook?
Yeah, you have to, yeah.
And do you need a certain follower count on TikTok, or are you able to just start monetizing on there?
I don't think TikTok was, I think TikTok was like 10,000 too, but like you can hit 10,000 in a day. Like if you get, like you could literally, if you create a TikTok right now and like upload your ice rescue one to TikTok, you'll hit that'll probably blow up, and you'll hit like 10,000 followers on there in like a day. It's insane.
Okay.
I would seriously do that.
Okay.
It'll probably get the views that it deserves, I feel like, if it's on TikTok.
Okay. Interesting.
But, yeah, I think you only need like 10,000. Then you need to like get so many views a week, which I think it's like 50,000 views, which it sounds like a lot, but it's not. Because like if you get one video to blow up, like it's going to get your 50,000 views a week for you anyway. Like it's just going to keep getting them. And then like, TikTok's, it's stupid, man. Like I remember when I first created it, like I was just like uploading videos. It was like 2 a.m. in the morning, and I'm just like uploading like random clips, and like I'm like refreshing them like 2 minutes later, and they have like 3,000 views. I'm like, I just created this profile. Like, this doesn't make any sense. Like
that is nuts.
Yeah.
Does it ever make you wonder, like, you know, these social media companies, how much bull crap is going on, you know? Like, is like it, because it's good for that social media company to look like they've got all these people using their platform, you know? Yeah. Do you think there's some nonsense going on there? Or?
Oh, man, it's like with TikTok, it don't make sense anyway, because like it doesn't seem like the followers on there mean anything. Like I have 100,000 followers, and I'll have a video that like gets 90 views on there, and then I'll just delete it, and then I'll re-upload it, and then it'll get like what? But I can literally have a video hit like 90 views with 100,000 followers, and that's it. And then I'll just delete it and like upload it 10 minutes later, and it'll get like 500,000. Like it makes no
that
sense.
Is crazy, man.
There's been multiple times where I just like deleted a video and re-uploaded it, like until it did good. Like,
wow, what a weird. It's such a weird time, you know. Like social media, it's just so bizarre what's going on with it. I mean, TikTok, yeah, TikTok's where it's at. I'm hearing that's, you know, you're one of many people that have told me that I need to, you know, be putting videos on TikTok. So I'm gonna do it. I gotta figure out too, like the whole Facebook strategy. I got to figure out how I'm going to be able to do all of these platforms, But I think it's.
I wish there was like something you could just upload it to everything right away. Like just go to one thing.
You're right. Honestly, like someone should figure out that software. That would be huge.
That's $1 million idea.
$1 million idea, dude. And see if you could find someone, work with someone. That's your next entrepreneurial, gig, dude. But no. Well, if there's anything, any other words of wisdom you want to impart, Joseph?
There's another one called Rumble now that's taken off too.
So Rumble, there's also Odyssey, there's also Rockfin. So you think that Rumble is the next YouTube potentially?
A lot of the bigger creators are on there now, and they seem to be earning a good bit of money.
Really?
So I don't know. Yeah. So I haven't heard personally of anybody like starting it and blowing up, but I've heard of like people that were already like successful on YouTube or Facebook that have gone to Rumble and have done well.
Really?
So, yeah.
And there's ways to monetize on that as well?
Yeah. And then there's OnlyFans.
Yeah, right. So like you think of OnlyFans, and I'm like, okay, so that's like amateur porn. Like everybody can be in porn now, which is brilliant, by the way. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. Like I've never looked at porn before. Okay. Like, oh, right. Yeah. Hide her. Sorry about that. Yeah. Let's hide her ears. But it really is a brilliant idea. It's YouTube. Anybody can put their own homemade porn upon the internet and get, it's, say what you want, but it's kind of brilliant in a lot of ways. And so you're saying, though, also OnlyFans, you can do fishing videos as well?
Oh, I was kind of joking, but yeah, people upload everything on there. It doesn't have to be that, but that's what most people use it for.
Okay.
But I should start uploading like random fish videos.
Do fish and porn. I've always thought that you can, a lot of times, if you were just to listen to the audio of a guy catching a fish, and then also the audio of a porno, they sound very similar. I don't know if you've noticed that, like at least the guy portion of there you go. Yes. So yeah, no, it kind of seems like a perfect marriage, porn and fishing. All right. Well, I think Josie's ready to sign off. The future. What is the future of 50/50 fishing, Joseph? And plug all your social media platforms.
Oh boy. Yeah, so I'm 50/50 fishing on everything. So TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, even the Facebook page for it's 50/50 fishing. So I'm pretty easy to find. As far as the future, I don't know, man. Just a lot of fishing. Hey, calm down.
She's doing wonderful. She's ready. I don't blame her. It's okay, Josie. We're about done.
Let me go. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, we're. I think the future of this is what you gotta, as a guy that's worked in broadcasting, this is what you call dead air. And I'm a professional. I used to have a radio show at my college, WQSU, Susquehanna University, 50,000 megawatts going out to the mostly the prison population. Okay, you're back. Sorry, that was getting awkward. I haven't been used to having to like fill dead air before. So
yeah, sorry.
No worries, dude. I'm just kidding.
Are you uploading these just straight? Or are you editing these, or what are you doing?
No. So what's great is I use this software program called Ecamm Live, and so it allows me just to do everything live. I'm cutting back and forth. It's recording. It's recording our conversation. I'm recording your Skype call, and then I'm recording this camera right here, right? So I cut back and forth from that camera to you, and so it allows me. It basically allows me to not have to do any edits. It makes one video. I upload it to my podcasting app called Buzzsprout. This is kind of for everybody listening. I would recommend if you want to start your own podcast, use Buzzsprout. Go to buzzsprout.com. It's a really simple software program that works great for idiots like me. And then so that allows you to, it essentially puts it on all of the podcasting apps. And then with that video, that's also, so that's the audio portion of this clip, right? The video portion, I'll put the whole thing up on our I'll put it up on YouTube, but I'll keep the video unlisted, and I share the video, the full video of our podcast, like we're doing right now. That'll only be available to our Patreon, our patrons on Patreon. So that's kind of an exclusive benefit. There's a plug. Go to patreon.com. You'll hear the plug later at the end of this podcast. But so I like the idea of doing an audio podcast, you know, and then a video podcast that goes up on our Patreon account. And then I put the clips, kind of choice clips from our conversation, I'll put up on the Angling Uploaded YouTube channel.
Nice. So I probably like messed you all up by like running around and stuff.
No worries. Like I said, I'm a master at filling, you know, it's called, the professional term is called dead air, but you know, it's no big deal. So yeah, dude, like anything else, I think, you know, we've covered. I want to go fishing with you again. Like where are you headed to next?
I don't know if I got anything planned right now, honestly, as far as trips. My Canada trip, I'm not gonna be able to make because they're still not really letting people in the country. I think I'll be fishing Mosquito Lake in Ohio for northern pike soon, but I think it's only like an hour and a half away or something. But as far as big trips, I don't really have anything planned right now. What are
your favorite species to target, and what have you noticed like are the best species that like at least for like YouTube? Have you noticed if there's a better? I think catfishing is pretty big on YouTube. I've kind of found
catfishing for sure on YouTube is if you're just looking for views, like 100%. Catfishing is where it's at. I should do more catfishing videos because like they almost always do well on my channel, but bass fishing videos like don't do anything hardly.
No, like I think they're just it's so saturated. There's so many bass fishing videos that, you know.
Right. Yeah, they don't seem to do anything. Muskie videos are like hit or miss, but just muskie videos are tough just because you could go fish for a week and like hardly catch any. So it's kind of like depends.
I know. I've filmed so many, muskie shoots, and they were typically like just standard 4-day shoots because you don't know if you're gonna, you don't know if you've got to have give yourself as much opportunity as possible to get. I mean, you get one muskie and you got to show,
right?
Right. But and then those days are like from sun up to sundown. So that's the tough thing definitely about muskie fishing. But what do you prefer? What's your favorite style of fishing, would you say?
Oh man, I don't really know. I don't know. I think at this point, like almost anything, like it's weird. I'll go through like little spurts where it's like, okay, I want to go target like largemouth, and I'll do that for like a month. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go target smallmouth, and it's like then I'll target like carp or something, like something random. Yeah. And then I'll be like I'm kind of on a northern pike and muskie kick right now.
Nice.
But weird. Not that I get bored, but it's just like, I don't know. It's weird. I get on like weird little kicks, and I'll like buy new stuff to like go target a specific species, even though I already have most of it. But
you're a true multi-species angler, dude. That's how that's how I started fishing. I remember, I green sunfish and bullheads is how what at this pond in my hometown. This little, very modest pond, but it was like heaven to me. And it was green sunfish, and it was bullheads, and I loved it. And then I remember catching my first carp, and I was like, "This is the greatest thing ever." And then I caught my first smallmouth, largemouth, and it just expanded from there. But I remember as a kid just kind of wanting to see articles about carp. I was like, I don't care about bass. I wanted to see articles about like just, fish that were near me as a kid that I could catch. Like I wasn't into these like highfalutin, fish until later on. But still to this day, I love, catching anything.
Yeah. I kind of got on a weird carp kick too for a little bit.
They just don't stop fighting, dude. Like how can you not appreciate that?
Right. It's so weird because like you go to like in Europe, they're game species.
I know.
And over here, it's like everyone like talks crap on them, but I kind of went all out, man. I even got like one of the little like the carp mats and stuff, so you don't have to lay them in the grass. And I got like ordered like boilies, like all these crazy like hair rigs and stuff. I was like got all into it.
Yeah, I met a guy. I kind of feel bad about it because we were supposed to hook up and fish a little bit afterwards. But I was on the Mississippi River here, not far from me. this guy was just carp fishing, like with these super long rods, and he was from the Netherlands. And I mean, I think he had like the slingshot and everything. I mean, he was like super decked out, you know? And he actually gave me this very sophisticated rod holder that was also, you put your line in it and it detects. And I mean, this was a nice rod holder. And he gave it to me. And I think with the intention that, yeah, we'd fish together. But again, like I told you early on in this podcast, that I'm I can be like a recluse, and I never talk to him again. Like, it's not that it's just life, like just boom, and then, but I mean, I feel bad about that. But no, I mean, carp fishing is highly sophisticated in Europe, you know, and it's so funny that we consider them a trash fish here when there's been studies, and I don't know how you study the intelligence of a carp necessarily. It's not like you give these fish an IQ test, but they're supposedly supposed to be like the smartest freshwater fish. I don't know if you've heard that, or one of the smartest.
See, man, they can be, especially in a creek, they're pretty alert.
Yeah.
It's hard to sneak them.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've heard of Dale Hollow Lake in Tennessee, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's supposed to be like one of the best carp fishing lakes like on the planet.
I've heard, I mean, Dale Hollow has the smallmouth bass record, but yeah, I hadn't heard.
No, I guess like it's supposed to, like, if you go carp fish there, you like average like 20 pounds of fish.
Really?
Yeah, I kind of want to go down there to carp fish, which is crazy because I fished it probably like 20 times for smallmouth and had amazing trips. But I'm like, well, I want to go carp fishing now.
I caught a carp. I don't know if you saw this video, but I caught a carp on a tube. It actually ate this Texas rig tube. It was in February, a few years back. And I've heard from people that watched that video kind of in the know that they said it could possibly be in the 40-pound class range. It was, I don't know. It was gigantic, dude. It was like no carp I've ever caught or ever really seen, you know. And I don't care what anybody says. A fish of that size, and just that's a sport fish. I don't care what anybody says.
Right. I call them freshwater redfish.
Yeah, they don't stop fighting. You know, where you hook a largemouth, and a largemouth's like, all right, dude, all right, go ahead, just let me already.
All right, like jumps twice, and it's just like done.
Yeah. So
some of them fight hard, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Well, dude, I appreciate you taking your time to talk with me. And I know, you know, especially this is a newer podcast. I am a struggling YouTube channel, but I'm going to keep going. I'm going to take your advice. I'm going to start posting more on Facebook. I'm going to do the TikTok thing. Holy crap, you're also saying Rumble. I don't know. We got it. Someone's got to develop the software will allow me to post all this stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
But
with TikTok.
Yeah, what's that?
I think you'll be surprised with TikTok.
Yeah, I'll do it, dude, for sure.
Community on there already.
Cool. So yeah, I really appreciate it, dude. I know you've got a lot going on, and it was nice having your daughter here. That was she was a fantastic addition to another fishing podcast. So I'm very happy for you, dude. And congratulations on all you're doing with your new business, and I hope you start, you know, kicking ass on YouTube. I know it's been a struggle. I mean, we've kind of been in that world together on YouTube, being frustrated with it, but I'm just a believer and just keep grinding, dude. And also just remember too to have fun. But I think I said this to you when you were up here last. I said, dude, you got to live the life that's right for you, man. Don't let the outside world tell you how to live your life. Live the life that's right for you. Forget about, you know, trying to make all kinds of money and whatnot. That should be really secondary. Obviously, you need to make a living, but you gotta live the life that's right for you. And I think you're doing that, and I admire you for just, you know, grinding, man. It's so much of success is just grinding. So my hat's off to you, brother.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're signing off. Remember, check out 50/50 Fishing, Joseph Harrick, the man, and we will see you and you'll hear me, I guess I should say, episode 15 coming at you next week. Take care, guys.